I'm Jack. Welcome to Everyday English.
Today, we're going to talk about going to the doctor.
Oh, that's not much fun.
No, it isn't, but it's something that we all have to do from time to time, so it's important to know the right vocabulary. If you're feeling sick or unwell, or if you have a pain, then you might want to go to a clinic to see a doctor or GP. That stands for general practitioner, and it refers to a doctor who's trained in general medicine. For more specific problems, you might go to a specialist, and you would go to a hospital for a medical emergency. For example, a broken arm.
When you see a doctor, he or she will ask you about your symptoms. Symptoms are any feelings of discomfort which are caused by a health problem. For example, you might feel ill or sick or nauseous. You might have a temperature, which means your body is hotter than it should be. That's also called a fever. You might feel weak or dizzy. You might have a running nose, or runny nose as we often say. Or you might have an itch. You can use the adjective itchy. For example, I have itchy eyes. Or you might have some sort of pain. For example, pain in your back, pain in your arm, or pain in your shoulder. Another way to say that you have pain is to use the adjective sore. For example, I have a sore back, a sore arm, or a sore shoulder.
If you are feeling pain, a doctor might ask you to describe it. For example, he or she might ask if it's a sharp pain. That's a strong and acute pain. Or a stabbing pain. That feels like something is stabbing you. Or a dull pain. That's a less severe pain. You might also have an ache, which is a type of persistent dull pain. For example, a headache or a backache. Or you could have a cramp, which is caused by muscles contracting.
Let's have a look at the sort of conversation you might have with a doctor.
Hi, Charlotte. Please take a seat.
Thanks.
What seems to be the problem?
I'm not feeling very well.
Okay, what sort of symptoms are you experiencing?
I feel a bit nauseous and I have a headache and I've got a cramp in my stomach and I also have a really runny nose and sore eyes.
Do you have a temperature?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a bit high.
I think you've probably got the virus that's been going around. I'm going to write a prescription for some medication, which will hopefully bring the pain down a little bit. You should rest though and make sure that you take plenty of fluids. Okay. Would you like me to write a sick certificate for work?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Take that with you for your sick certificate, and reception will give you your prescription form.
A medical certificate is an official document that proves that you can't work because you're sick. And a prescription is a document that you give to a pharmacist, a person authorised to sell drugs or medication. You need to provide a prescription to buy some medicine.
There's a chance your doctor or pharmacist will give you instructions, advice, and suggestions. And for that, you need to know the modal verbs like must, shall, will, should, would, can, could, may, and might. If it's an instruction that has to be followed, you use the word must. For example, you must eat before taking this medication. You must not mix medication. You could also say have to, as in you have to eat before taking this medication.
If you're strongly advising someone, that is, giving advice that you want followed, you use the modal verb should. For example, you should rest and drink plenty of water. And if you're making a suggestion, you can use can, could, may, might, or would. For example, you can take an aspirin for pain. You could try drinking more water. You may want to eat less. You might want to exercise more. I would take some time off if I were you.
Well, that's it for today.
Why don't you try making a list of words and phrases that you might use at the doctor? It's also a good chance to practice words for parts of the body.
Stay well, and we'll see you next time.